All right, the time has come to discuss the big one. Why in the world are people not purchasing my products on my Facebook page, my Facebook group, private group? I get asked that question all the time, and I understand the frustration. I'm Michelle Fox, founder of Boss Babes Online, and I'm coming at you both in my private Facebook group and on YouTube. If you're with me, let me know in the comments. Right now, I've got a whole bunch of notes basically that I'm looking at, so I won't see your comments right away. But at the end, I'm going to flip over to another screen so I can see them and respond to them. So go ahead and ask questions and let me know what you're thinking as we go through this. This is a big one, okay? It's really important to understand. And I do feel your frustration. You know what? I should probably make sure that everything is working, right? Because that never fails. I'll assume that everybody can hear me and we're all hunky dory. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's all working. Okay, good. Phew. Okay, so let me tell you this. I don't think people like the answer to this question. Why aren't people buying in my Facebook group? And the reason I think people don't like the answer is because I will explain it at length. And a few months later, they will ask me the same question. So they're not receiving what I'm saying. Okay. So really try to open up your mind, let your preconceived notions fade away and hear what I'm saying. And it would be ideal if you could take notes so that in the future you can refer back to them when you're asking yourself that question yet again. Okay. And I ask myself that too. I mean, I'm not saying that, I have enormous amounts of sales on my private group, but that's exactly the thing. That's what we're going to get to. Okay. The reasons why you are not having a ton of sales in your private Facebook group are faceted, twofold. Part of it has to do with limitations of Facebook, and the other part of it has to do with your misunderstanding of what that private group is all about, why you have it, what you're supposed to do in there, and what you should expect from them. So it's, there's limitations in Facebook and there's limitations in your thinking that need to be addressed. All right. And I've got lots of stuff that's going to be on the screen that you can write down, but I just want to kind of talk in broad strokes at first. Facebook is a social platform. It is intended for people to engage. It was never intended for business. Okay. When people go to Facebook, they are going there to relax, to catch up on the latest, to see something funny, to communicate with their friends, to feel connected to other people, to have that sense of human contact. They are not going to Facebook to shop. When they go to Amazon, they're going to shop. When they go to Facebook, they're going to interact or to be entertained. Do you feel the difference there already? So there's that. A Facebook post is fighting to be seen. The algorithm is a tricky business. You can have hundreds of people in your group. And when you post, if you post at a wonky time, you post at a time when nobody's online and nobody sees it, that post disappears almost immediately. If by chance you post and people do see it, but you have not trained them to like and comment on that post disappears almost immediately. If you post at an ideal time and they do like and comment on it, that post is going to hover there for a little while, but it's not going to be there 2, 3, 5 days from now in their feed. It'll be, on your group page, but they would have to like look for it. But as far as like being notified of your post, they are unlikely, frankly, to see it. So you have to realize that the odds of them even seeing it are small. And you have to learn how to beat the algorithm to increase those odds to get them to see it. So you're putting a whole lot of hope in just that they're going to see it, but keep in mind that they're not there with the mindset of shopping. They're there with the mindset of interacting with people, of having, and like being entertained, of, learning the latest gossip and that kind of stuff. So you've got kind of some things working against you. Are you feeling me already? So there's that happening. I'm going to flesh that out more in a second. Now think of this. Have you ever been in a very small church, or one of maybe two or three moms on the PTA, or the only person that's taking the bridal shower seriously? A situation like that where every time the phone rings or you get a text, you know that it's somebody asking you to do something because you're the only one. You're like the only one that's loyal. You're the only one that's going to show up and do the job. Even though you started out wanting to do it and being joyful about it, over time, you feel like you dread getting that call or text because you just feel like, "Oh my gosh, I every time I turn around, they're asking me to do something." Your people in your Facebook group feel like that when every post is buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. They don't want to hear that over and over and over, even if it's on sale, even if it's a buy one, get one half price, even if it's the best deal on the planet. Okay. Keep in mind that we are junkies for what we sell. We obviously love our product enough to sell it. When we were the odd one out, so maybe if we saw something pop up like 20% off, we would have taken advantage of it. But we can't assume that everybody's like us. We're weirdos. We are the exception to the rule. Were the ones that liked it so much we chose to sell it. Okay. But the vast majority of people are not like us. They are, they're not as passionate about it. And they're not coming to Facebook to make a purchase. They're coming to Facebook to socialize and to be entertained. So we've got all of that happening. And here we're expecting that if I post that this amazing product is 35% off, why in the world am I not selling 100 of them? They're not seeing it. They're not in the frame of mind to make a purchase. It's not payday. They are okay. Also, like crying wolf, when you hear the same thing over and over and over, that message becomes less urgent. So if I say to you today, 20% off all of my blank, and then 3 days later I say, buy one, get one free, all of my blank. And then 3 days later I say, 20% off plus $5 of free whatever with every $20 purchased. Like they know that there's always going to be something. And so every time you make another pronouncement like that, it just is kind of like they don't really pay attention to it because it's always there. It's always something. So it's not as significant. It's not as tantalizing. There's not a sense of urgency for them because they're like, well, I'll just wait for the next one. I don't know. Maybe something better will come along. So it's all of that stuff is working against you. So let's start putting some stuff on here because I like to pretend like I'm a teacher. Okay. So let's go back and backtrack and kind of fill in some blanks. So I said that part of the problem is that's Facebook has certain limitations. Okay. So let's talk about that for a second. We'll throw that up there. So even if they want to buy, they might not see your post, like I said, because the algorithm is a nightmare. Let's face it. You can post a beautiful post and you can make every effort to do it at the right time. But like I said, everything has to line up just right. So if people aren't liking and commenting and responding, that post just disappears. And so it's frustrating as heck. And I will tell you more. I have kind of figured something out to help with that. So they might not see your post, or maybe they see your post, but they don't have any money right now. Like they might think that's exactly what I want, but right now is not a good time for me to get it. And they're not face to face with you, so they're not able to like have a conversation about it. They're just thinking in their head, like, "Oh, I can't buy anything," So they just don't even go there. It's different that because you can have that conversation with someone when it's in person, but not when it's yeah, announced in your group. So there's that. Um, and keep in mind that those posts are very, very temporary. To you, you feel like I put it out there. It's this beautiful post for all to see. They all love this product as much as I do. They're raring to go. They're coming into Facebook looking for my deals. They're ready to buy. None of that is true. None of that is true. You need to just erase those thoughts because that is absolutely untrue. And you might feel angry like, but Michelle, you said that social media has really expanded your business and it's really helped you so that you blah, 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 blah. Okay, there are ways that social media will expand your business and give you more opportunities and get more eyeballs on your stuff. And it is important to tap into that. And it's amazing that it's a free resource, it's a free platform. But I don't expect my Facebook private group to buy stuff every day. I don't. And they don't. Okay. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. So, the purpose of your group, when you put those people in a private group, the purpose of that is to create a community of like minded people, not to sell your products. That is the thing that I think people don't want to wrap their brain around. But that is the fact, Jack. We think that we either ask people to join or we put people in there and we've got this group of people that are perfect buyers and we're just going to offer them deals and specials and that's where our sales are going to be. Where are our sales people? For my business, my sales are in appointments, one-on-one or two-on-one or parties, online or in person. Is that not true for you as well? Don't you have to show it, explain it, demonstrate it, get in their face, get in their presence? Even if it's online, you're still demonstrating it, you're still explaining the benefits of it. If you just walked into somebody's home, if you had a hostess and 7 guests and you walked in and just put your cases down and said, "Okay, this line of products is 20% off. And if you spend $80, I'm going to give you a free blank." And then, out the door. You are not going to have the sales that you would have when you interact and you explain and you demonstrate and you let them see, feel, touch, experience the benefits of it. Correct? The reason you have them in that group is basically to keep them in one place so that you can maintain a relationship with them, sort of like your mailing list. But that's becoming outdated because people will straight up say, "I don't want to be on your mailing list because I don't like to get a bunch of stuff in the mail that I'm just going to recycle anyway." I'll get that off the screen. That group is a group of people that like what you have to offer. They've probably made a purchase or they've expressed an interest in some way, shape, or form. You don't want to lose contact with them. So what do you do with them? Okay. You've probably heard me say this. So think about it. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, but I do get frustrated feeling like I explain this 10 different ways and people still are like, "Why are people buying in my private group?" But you want to think of your group like an elite club, all right? And these ladies are not there to shop. I mean, us ladies do enjoy a good shopping trip, but they're there at the club, they're at the online club more to like take advantage of certain perks occasionally. You might have like a birthday discount or something. That's lovely. But more so because it's a club, it's a social outlet, it's a social platform. It's more to be entertained or educated, to stay in the know, and to make friends. So think of your group in those terms and facilitate that. So rather than trying to, squeeze sales out of these people, help foster that type of environment where they are able to make friends and they're able to learn more, about your field of expertise, whether you feel like an expert or not. You know more than they do about your product or service. And so, okay, so then the next one, I've got all kinds of these. I told you I did. So, what should you do in there? Then you want to focus on what they're going to Facebook for. They like those goofy engagement posts. If you were a cup of coffee, are you this one, this one, this one, this one? There's like black coffee and cream coffee and all that. Would you rather do this or this? I don't know why. That's not my cup of tea, but people love that stuff. Okay. So engagement posts, they love quizzes and opinion polls and that kind of stuff. So that's engagement when they get in there and they want to give their opinion and participate. It's like a game, that kind of stuff. They love live demos. Ever since COVID, we realized that it's not as easy as it used to be. And people are still a little bit worried about getting together in person. So you can very easily, please, people, take this opportunity to just do it. Just don't let your fears get in your way. You pick up your phone, you click on go live, and you just can 2 minutes. 2 minutes. You could just hold something up. What have I got? You just hold something up and say, hey, I just got this today, it just came in the mail. I'm so excited. And am I talking about product? Yes, I am, but it's different because I'm showing them. It's like an unveiling, an unboxing. It's that excitement, and they're feeling like, ooh, I'm the first to see it. It's a privilege because they are getting to be in the know. Privilege. You want the private group to feel like they were invited into this privileged place where you are going to make every effort to serve them, to offer them your expertise, to keep them in the know, to make sure that they are taken care of to the nth degree. Do you feel me? They know they can go to you to make a purchase, right? So that's always there. That's always on the table. So, all right. So you want to do your live demos, product releases. That's fine. There's a new spring launch and, this is what's happening. That's fun and exciting. And people want to know that. That's not a high pressure. Announcing a launch is different than saying, this is 20% off. It's just different. Okay. Because it's something new. It's information. It's exciting. They're like, oh, I want to see it. I'm one of the first people to see it. Like I said, fun facts. If you think, what, I wonder if they know that we are all taught things by our company, by our recruiter, our team leader, our director. We have like little sayings. We have little things that we know that we assume other people know, but they don't. They don't. So anytime that you think of any little thing, like a little saying or any tip or just any little nugget that you can choose, jot it down and either share it in a post or go live real quick and share it. And that is fun. And when you go live, that is one way of combating the whole Facebook algorithm thing. Facebook likes when you go live. So whereas they tend to push down posts unless you, jump through all their hoops, they tend to push up anything that you do live for real, no matter when you do it. So that's why it's so important to start doing live video and to just get over your fears, face your fears, do it anyway. Show and tell. I love to do that kind of stuff. I sell makeup. And so one of my most popular videos ever was one of my first. And I just put on lipstick, wiped it off, put on another color, wiped it off. And I did that for like 10 or 12 shades. And They loved it. They got a kick out of it. They got to see the different colors on a person, and I actually sold some lipsticks out of it, but it was fun, and it was funny, and it was interactive. And that's what they're looking for. Just picture yourself, you're on the couch, it's after work, you're exhausted, you just want something lighthearted and pleasant that you can be engaged with and feel connected with other humans. You may or may not feel like shopping. You might not even want to think about your budget right now. You just want to have a few laughs, maybe learn something new. Do you see what I'm saying? Giveaways are a great idea. You don't have to give away a lot. Okay. I'll say it like that. I used to always give away a product from the company that I work with. But now I've learned I can give away anything. I can give away something from the dollar store. They don't have to know where I got it or how much it was, as long as it just makes some kind of sense and it's something that the people that I serve would like. So have giveaways when you're out and about and you see a great deal on something and you think, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I don't need any, but that would make a great giveaway. Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Grab a few and have a pile. I have like an area. It's too big of an area. I have a lot of stuff that I have like for giveaways. And so whenever I feel like doing something like that, I have a giveaway. Offer your own unique benefits. So that's another aspect of your group. There should be a culture to it. Like your group is going to be a little bit different than my group, even if you're on my team, even if you follow all my training. I have a certain way of announcing birthdays, and I have an offer that I give, a discount that I give that's going to probably be different than how you want to announce birthdays and whether you want to offer a discount or not. Maybe you would rather give them a little gift or something, or maybe not anything at all. I don't know. But you see what I mean? Like I've got certain lingo. Like for a long time, I did like a fry yay giveaway, Tip Tuesday, Win It Wednesday. There's all kinds of things, and capitalize on that, because when your people start using your language, that sense of community builds. And that is a good thing. You want to foster that. They don't want to leave then. They're part of a group, they're part of a sisterhood, and they enjoy that. And they'll keep coming back for more if you are serving up what they are coming for. Okay. I hope this is making sense. I hope this is connecting on some level. Offer things like checklists, order of application chart would be something that I would offer. Any kind of chart or diagram, something that is helpful for them. If you find your customers asking the same question over and over, create some kind of graphic or something that you can put out there so that they can have it and say, I've got that for you, print it out, stick it on your wall. Now you'll have that so you can refer to that when you need it. They will love you for it. They will love that. Okay. I will look at questions in 1 second. So, lest you get upset, you might be thinking, well, then how do I get people to buy? Like what gives? Well, like I said, I think we all know that we get our buyers primarily from our appointments and shows and parties. So think of it more like this. You're out in the world, and either you are collecting these buyers from your appointments, or if you are on social media and you're kind of shining your light and the people that want what you have are coming to you expressing an interest, that's a little bit different. So let's say you've got a YouTube channel or you've got a blog, you're doing something, you're offering a freebie, you're doing something that is drawing in the people that are going to like what you have to offer. Either way, then you funnel those people into your private group, and that's where you foster that relationship. That's where you nurture them, you spoil them rotten. That's where you let them know that you are indeed an expert in your field and you will take care of them. And it is a privilege to be in your world. That's what you want your group to be. Okay. There are times when I think, okay, I really need to sell some stuff. And maybe I don't have parties on my books or something. You can look for vendor booth opportunities. In my world, we don't necessarily sell at a booth, but most other companies do. And there are usually opportunities for that. You can do an open house in your home any time of the year. It doesn't have to be the holidays. You can throw something together, pull a theme out of the air and contact people. And another thing, then you don't just want to post once on Facebook, I'm having an open house on Saturday from 10 to 1. You've got to reach out to them individually. You've got to layer the information. You probably want to announce it on Facebook, send them something on Messenger, send them a text. People are busy and they don't remember. You want to grab their attention and help them remember. Uh, Private messaging is when I really need to sell something, especially if, like, so let's say I need to make a few bucks and I've got certain things on my shelf that I really want to move. I look at that stuff and I ask myself, well, who did I buy that for? Because usually when I buy stuff, I have somebody in mind. I stock up on this for so and so because she always buys it. Or I got this because I thought she'd really love it. Send those people a private message and say, hey, just checking in to see if you need your blank. Or if you have a few of them, you could say, you know what, I'm running a special. It's just kind of a 24-hour deal. I wanted you to be the first to know. It's buy 3, get 1 half price. You're working it, but it's more one-on-one. You're not just putting that out there in the group where it's just kind of white noise, but you are talking to a specific individual that likes that product or probably would. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to follow up. This is basic sales, okay? Keep track, have a calendar. If somebody buys something and it's got like a satisfaction guarantee, follow up and see if they're satisfied. Don't be afraid that the answer might be no. That is a golden opportunity then for you to show your integrity and say, what can I do to make it right? I want to make this as easy for you as possible and do whatever it takes to make it right. And they are going to love you for it. And that is an opportunity then for them to say, okay, well, that was a little bit disappointing, but how about we try this? I'll try this instead. And you're continuing the relationship. You're replacing it with a different sale. Then you can follow up like so many months later. If it's a consumable product, you can keep track of how long that lasts. Call, text, whatever is comfortable for you. Hey, just checking in to see if you need your stash. And a lot of times I hear this. Like, I used to think that's so pushy. It's so pushy. It's so pushy. But I usually hear this. Oh my gosh, I just realized last night that I was running out. You read my mind. People appreciate you. If you have in your head that you're pushy and annoying, there's going to be that vibe coming from you, okay? You have to approach everything that you do. I am a professional and I'm here to serve these people. The product or service that I have is top notch. I wouldn't settle for anything less. I'm offering it. They can say yes, they can say no, but I have nothing to feel uncomfortable about. I'm just letting them know I'm just here to do business. Okay. Imagine that you are the CEO of the company. They don't walk around all nervous, letting people know about the products that they make. So you need to have that same mindset, just like total confidence and security, and just know that, hey, I'm here to serve you. I am your whatever expert in your life. So is there anything that I can do for you today? And if the answer is no, that's fine. You don't have to get worried about it. Let's see, what is this? Okay. So this is something that more is what I could do in addition to having appointments if I wanted sales. And I put it on here just so that you know that it's a possibility. But when you are online, part of the benefit of that is that you can automate things. And so a sales funnel You've been in them. Okay. A sales funnel is when you see a pitch for something. And so you're like, oh, what is that? And you click on something and it opens up and it's like a beautiful explanation about whatever that thing is, some set or something that's on sale, and you're like, I don't know. And so then you navigate away, and then a pop-up comes and says something like, before you go, check out this opportunity. And so there, it's like the series of things that happen because you'd made that first click that's like, that does look kind of interesting, click. And then you go through this series and it's all automated. You have apps and software and email providers and all this stuff set up. And it takes people down this course. And so it's doing that. It's basically doing all that work for you when you would be talking to someone and you can tell that maybe the price is a little too high. And so you kind of bring it down a little bit and you start talking about something a little lower, or they buy the whole set without any hesitation. So then you upsell and you offer them something that's going to complement the set. You can actually have that automated so that that is happening 24/7 for you. That's a sales funnel. And that's amazing when you've made your presence known online and you have a big audience and you've got that funnel out there for people to be clicking on and you're making money in your sleep. That's what I love about it. So like the click here, and then that whole thing about creating an email list, like you keep hearing, I don't know, I assume you hear it because I always heard it, to have an email list, how important it is to collect emails and stuff. Well, at any given time, if I want to run a special, I'm going to send an email because that is 10 times more likely to get their attention and to get them to take action than for me to just post something in the world of Facebook and in my private group. When it's an email, it's there for them to either, read or not read, but it's not going anywhere. They're going to see it. And statistically, it's been proven that they are more likely to respond to an email than to a post or anything else on social media. So those are some things, like if I was in a pinch and really wanted to make a sale, those are some things that I would do. So I'm hoping that this is not discouraging, because if anything, it should be encouraging. Because if you're thinking, okay, I went to all this trouble, I created this group, I made a beautiful banner, and I'm going out of my way to post, X number of times a week, and I'm not selling a thing. Rest assured that you're doing okay. You just need to shift what you're posting. You need to change your expectations. Your private Facebook group is not where you're going to have your big sales. Will they ever buy from you? Yes, especially if you go live. Okay. Especially if you do demonstrations, especially if you do like online parties and you show it live in your private group. Those are your opportunities to sell. Okay. Posting, not so much. Your group is there for you to love on, to nurture, to make them feel like it's a privilege to be there, keep them in the know, let them be the first to hear about things. Um, Also to encourage them to get to know each other. And when you see that happening, it's very, very cool. And as they are making friends and as they are repeating your lingo, like Friday and Win It Wednesday and stuff, something happens, something changes where it's just like this really kind of a fun place to hang out and you can feel it. And that is a beautiful thing. Do I ever post specials? Yes, I do, but it's not very often. And when I do, sometimes I'll sell and sometimes I don't. And I can't always predict it. And thank God I don't rely on that. I've got other things up my sleeve. So just keep in mind that when you are building a business, you have to be out there getting new leads. And if you are only doing it, in person, that means you got to hustle. You got to be out there with, lead jars and handing out business cards and asking for referrals and holding appointments. Online, I find it a lot easier because I can do things that are more comfortable for me, where I can just pretty much, do my thing. And like I said, the people that like what I have come to me. That's why I like it. Makes life so easy. So that is what I wanted to share today about why people are not buying in your Facebook group. I can feel your disappointment. Let me flip over to comments and see what's all going on. Oh my gosh. Okay. So hello, hi. I look great. Well, thank you so much. See and hear. You can see and hear me. Wonderful. True. Loses powers of the words. Okay. How do we set up the automated sales funnel? Okay. Any tips on how we can get them to interact and make friends with other group members? Okay. Wonderful questions. Okay. I have had a few people ask me recently about the whole sales funnel thing, the freebie funnel. You hear it called all kinds of different things. And I think that when you see a training on that and you expect to really come out of that training like having the whole shooting match organized for you, like ready to go, there are so many different software programs and apps and email services, like a bajillion. Okay. And then there's like mix and match. Like, for example, at one time I used Flowdesk and it did everything. It created the landing page. So I didn't need a website. It was an email service provider. It created the freebie and everything. So it was like a one-stop shop. Right now, I've got a website. I've got like all these plugins. I have a different thing that's my list collector. I have another one that's my email, whatever the heck, and another one that creates my freebie offer. It's more complex because it does more. So, what I'm getting at is that when you go to a training, they are just trying to explain to you the concept, because until you decide what service provider you want, they can't really take you through the motions, because it's going to be different, radically different based on who is providing that service for you. You see what I'm saying? So, but just generally speaking, you need some place to make the offer where people can see the offer. So you either need to buy a Facebook ad, or you need to have a website or blog, or you need to have post it, just have it like as a post, but that's temporary. So you can just like visualize that. There needs to be something, a place where they see the offer. And then when they click it, they need to go to what's called a landing page. And that's a page where they get more details and information. Then they provide their email, and then you would have an email service provider that is going to collect that email information for you and automatically send those people the PDF or whatever it is that you're sending. So backstage, you're having to create the PDF and then go to the email service provider and create whatever you want the responding email to say, and put the link in there and all that. But once you've got that all done, then it's automated. Okay. Probably in some ways, the simplest one is Flowdesk, but to me, it's not super intuitive. When you go to Flowdesk, it's like just a big white screen, and like I feel like, where's the instructions? I never found Flowdesk that intuitive. I don't know. It's not super easy to me, but it's easy in the sense that it's a one-stop shop. So you could find like a Flowdesk YouTube tutorial, like how to use Flowdesk start to finish, and just do your whole freebie funnel, your whole sales funnel through Flowdesk. That would be a good place to start. And then as you understand how that works, then you might feel like, well, I want an email provider that does more than that, or I want a fancier landing page or whatever. So that's all the stuff about how do we use the automated sales funnel. So that's that. Okay. So really it depends on who the service provider is going to make all the difference about the sales funnel. Probably the first and simplest one that I ever did was just to have a click here button on my banner. So your Facebook banner, and whichever one is public, so your business page or your personal profile, have a click here button, so that when they tap the picture, it goes to the little blurb, and have the little blurb have a link in there. And the link can take them to like a Google form. That's easy because that's free. And then the Google form, you can actually have that set up where there's a trigger when they fill out the Google form. They like a response email, a thank you email is triggered, and you would prepare that in advance and have the PDF in there, already provided. So there are a lot of steps, and it does sound complicated and it does feel complicated the first couple times you do it. But the beauty of it is once you do it, it's done. And then when you start getting emails like, oh, so and so got this, so and so got this, it's like, oh, dang, yeah, it was worth taking a day to figure that out now that it's all automated. So that's super cool. And we'll continue talking about that. I do feel like I want to talk to you more about funnels. That has really been on my mind, but that's all I'm going to say about it right now. And then how to get them to interact. A couple of things that I've done to get them to interact. Whoops. One is that if I'm going to go live, which I can't recommend enough, I'm going to have it be the same night and at the same time. Okay. And my most popular one was that there was a summer that every Thursday night I went live like at 8:30, and I did some kind of a mask or some kind of treatment or whatever. And so everybody knew that's when I was going to go live. And so more and more people, my audience grew. And I really encouraged them to comment. And then I would ask them, I would use the excuse that, I don't have my glasses on. So if you see somebody ask a question, please answer their question on my behalf because I don't want to keep them waiting. And as more people were joining, and then they would recognize the names of the people like, oh, she was here last week, they would just start talking to each other. And another thing that I encourage is I would ask people to post pictures of them using our products. Our products are visual because they're makeup and skincare. And then I would be the first to give a compliment. And I think people would follow suit and they would compliment. And that creates a warm fuzzy and an interaction between them as well. I also reward them anytime that they like or comment or watch anything that I do. And so the more often that they're there, like I said, they are seeing the same names. Like, you're going to have like your core people that are the most active. And they will be like, oh, it's been a minute since so and so was here. Where'd she go? Or is she on vacation? And you start to realize that they are forming a relationship, whether they realize it or not. So it has a lot to do with you consistently showing up at a time that they know so that they show up as well, and having certain lingo that they are going to share as well, and having things to look forward to where they're coming together. When I had the Friday drawing, it was the last Friday of every month. And I would have a long list of people whose names was in the drawing. And then at 8 p.m., I would announce the winner. So they're all like waiting for me to say who the winner is. So I knew they're all right now watching. And that was a cool feeling. So just kind of think through, what could I do that is going to draw eyeballs, multiple eyeballs at the same time? And a lot of times it has to do with free stuff. So there's that. Let's see if there's any other questions got added. I don't see any right now. And I've been talking a real long time. But if any more questions come along, I will continue to answer them. I love talking about this stuff. I've been, doing the Facebook thing for a long, long time. And I don't know why, but just there was kind of a Eureka moment for me maybe 5 or 6 years ago when instead of talking about products and prices and sales and asking for hostesses, when I just thought of my group as a place for me to teach, because I love to teach, and serve and create fun opportunities. And I even invited people to my group that had never shopped with me, but I knew that they liked beauty. And so I would invite them just to come just as a beauty lover. And so because I had people in my group that I knew weren't my customers, it made me more cognizant of the fact that not everybody is here to buy my stuff. And so I would show up with beauty tips. And And that's the thing, is like you want to show up and offer value to them so that they respect and appreciate you. You want the know, like, and trust factor to increase. And I'm telling you, once they love you as much or more than the product or service that you have to offer, they are with you for life. Okay. And that's the whole thing about personal branding. You don't want them to think of you as a conduit, a way to get a certain product. You want them to think of you as their blank expert. I am their beauty expert. No matter where I go or what I do, or if I add other, brands or whatever, I'm their beauty expert. They're going to come to me. That's what you want as well in whatever field you're in. So, okay. I hope that made sense. And if you have questions, like I said, please let me know. I will keep answering them. And I'm sure we can continue this conversation in our group. So, whilst I have you, make sure that you are subscribed to Boss Babes Online on YouTube. I know most of you are watching me in the private group on Facebook, but we are on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we're like, at like 300 or something. So we've got a ways to go. So I really want that to happen. And I've got a really cool new freebie that I'm putting together that you're really, really going to love. So I can't wait to show you. I don't want to give you too much information because I want it to be an exciting ta-da moment. I think I just saw something. What does a typical week look like for posting in your group? That is a good thing. Different gurus will have different pieces of advice, but you need to do what's right for you as long as it's consistent. So I used to take Monday and I would pre-schedule my posts for the week, posting one thing every day. You can pre-schedule things on something called later.com. You can use Hootsuite. You can even use Canva. A lot of places now, wherever you can create a post, you can usually schedule a post. So pick a day, choose your posts, schedule them out. And then really, that gives you a really good opportunity too, to look at it and think, okay, so out of 7 posts, I have 1 that mentions a price. The rest of them are either funny, or they're about something that happened to me, or it's a tip, or it's an announcement, or it's a game. You want to balance. You want to look at it and see, is it fun to be in my group or is it a nightmare? So that's great to like have a day, schedule them, look at them, make sure you've got a nice balance. So that's a really good question. Started posting a daily positivity post. Yes. Just some simple quote or phrase. Yes, yes, yes. It's going really well. Yes, yes. And when you notice something like that, capitalize on it. Don't let it go. So that your people like that positivity thing. So make absolutely positively sure that you are doing that then. My people love giveaways. So I have to, come up with some kind of giveaway every month. So you will figure it out. And that's your culture. You will have your own culture in your group. And it's cool. It's really cool when you start to see that come together. So, all right, I think we're good. I need to get my first party scheduled. Don't know how to approach it. Okay, tips. Whoever brought you in probably has some suggestions for you. I'm talking to the person that says that you need to get your very first party scheduled. For me, I would in our company, we are challenged to like put the product on so many faces, 30 faces in 30 days. And so usually you start out with family and friends, people that you know. And so I just talked to the people that I thought were most likely to say yes. I don't want to be rejected any more than you do. And tried to book them as hostesses. And I told them I'm trying to get 30 faces in 30 days. So if we can get, 5 friends, you plus 5, it's going to get me that much closer. And then at each party, I give the same spiel and try to book from the booking, that kind of thing. Your first couple parties, there's different thoughts on this. I mean, a lot of people will say that like not to say that you're brand new. I like to show my weaknesses. So I would just say, friends, this is my very first party. And just say, so I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth because I've never done it before. So bear with me. Because I think that, well, I know that women want to support other women. And I think that when they see that little bit of weakness, that they feel even more inclined to book or to help because they feel like, oh, look at her. She's trying. God love her. I'm going to help. And so it's, to me, it's in my favor to let people know when I'm struggling, which happens a lot. Okay. All right. I think we're good. People appreciate honesty for sure. Okay. I'm gonna call it, but I'll come back and look at the rest of these if you continue to post. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bless her heart. Exactly. All right. Thanks so much. Share this video. If you're watching me here's a learning moment. When you have a video in your private Facebook group, you can't share it because it's like what happens in your private Facebook group stays in your private Facebook group. It's private, meaning that the members, because because it's known as a private group, you are not allowed to share anything just in case a member says or does something that they don't want anybody else to know about because they know it's private. So it's like it's what's the word? Like it's protected. So it is wise if you go live or if you do tips or you do something like that, it's fine to do it in your private group, but it's smarter to do it in a public group. Okay. So you can go live on your public Facebook business page and go live in your private Facebook group at the same time. And that's a smart thing to do. You can go live on YouTube and go live in your private Facebook group at the same time. That's what I'm doing right now. And that's a smart thing to do. Oh, I said at the very beginning that I was going to mention something about how I make social media work for me in spite of the fact that it's very temporary. I've figured out the stuff that lasts, okay? Posts are temporary, videos last. I can post something about the benefits of a product, but when I have a video on YouTube that shows the videos of a product, that's there working for me forever. So think about that. All right. And that is worth getting over any fear you have of getting in front of a camera. All righty. So, all right. Thanks so much, everybody. I love you to bits. And I'll oh my gosh. All right. I had to do something crazy, right? All right. Thanks. I love you guys. Bye.